Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and yours from the Irish Theatre of Chicago. Cheers.
Quarantine by Evan Boland. In the worst hour of the worst season of the worst year of a whole people, a man set out from the workhouse with his wife. He was walking. They were walking north. She was sick with the famine fever and could not keep up. He lifted her and put her on his back. He walked like that, west and north, until at nightfall, under the freezing stars, they arrived. The next morning they were both found dead, of cold, of hunger, of the toxins of a whole history. But her feet were held against his breastbone. The last heat of his flesh was his last gift to her. Let no love poem ever come to this threshold. There is no room here for the inexact praise of the easy graces and sensuality of the body. There is only time for this merciless inventory. Their death together in 1847. Also, what they suffered, how they lived, and what there is between a man and a woman, and in which darkness it can best be proved.
Bomb City, Bomb City, Bomb City, drummed into us night and day, minute by minute. Strangers pity and question, how can we poor terrorized people live? Surrounded by bigotry, bombs and bullets. How blind and brainwashed people are. For the media manipulate and condition people's minds. Oh yes, they report the raids and the retaliations, one for one, tit for tat. They show the broken homes and the broken hearts, but that's it. Nothing else. Why, so many ask, not include life with the death, the beauty with the bombs, the joy with the despair, and the love with the hate? Yet this story is never told. Natalie Hardwick.
Human beings suffer. They torture one another. They get hurt and get hard. No poem or play or song can fully right a wrong inflicted and endured. The innocent in jails beat on their bars together. A hunger striker's father stands in the graveyard dumb. The police widow in veils faints at the funeral home. History says don't hope on this side of the grave. But then, once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up, and hope and history rhyme. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles, in cures and healing wells. Call miracle self-healing, the utter self-revealing double take of feeling. If there's fire on the mountain or lightning and storm, and a God speaks from the sky, that means someone is hearing the outcry and the birth cry of new life at its term. It means once in a lifetime that justice can rise up and hope and history rhyme. Seamus Heaney. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I am come of the seed of the people that sorrow, who have no treasure but hope, no riches laid up but a memory of an ancient glory. My mother bore me in bondage. In bondage, my mother was born. I am the blood of serfs. The children with whom I have played, the men and women with whom I have eaten, have had masters over them, have been under the lash of masters, and though gentle, have served churls. The hands that have touched mine, the dear hands whose touch is familiar to me, have worn shameful manacles, have been bitten at the wrist by manacles, have grown hard with the manacles and the taskwork of strangers. I am the flesh of these lowly. I am bone of their bone, I that have never submitted. I that have a soul greater than the souls of my people's masters. I have vision and prophecy and the gift of fiery speech. I that have spoken with God on the top of this holy hill. And because I am of the people, I understand the people. I am sorrowful with their sorrow. I am hungry with their desire. My heart is heavy with the grief of mothers. My eyes have been wet with the tears of children. I have yearned with old, wistful men and laughed and cursed with young men. Their shame is my shame, and I have reddened for it. Reddened for that they have served, they who should be free. Reddened for that they have gone in want while others have been full. Reddened for that they have walked in fear of lawyers and their jailers, with their writs of summons and their handcuffs, men mean and cruel. I could have borne stripes on my body, rather than this shame of my people. And now I speak, being full of vision. I speak to my people, and I speak in my people's name to the masters of my people. I say to my people that they are holy, that they are august despite their chains, that they are greater than those that hold them and stronger and purer, that they have but need of courage and to call on the name of their God, God the unforgetting, the dear God who loves the people, for whom he died naked, suffering shame. And I say to my people's masters, beware. Beware of the thing that is coming. Beware of the risen people who shall take what ye could not give. Did you think to conquer the people, or that law is stronger than life, and that men's desire to be free? We will try it out with you, ye that have harried and held, ye that have bullied and bribed, tyrants, hypocrites, liars.
We invoke Holy Patrick, Ireland's chief apostle. Glorious is his wondrous name, a flame that baptized heathen. He warred against hard-hearted wizards. He thrust down the proud with the help of our Lord of fair heaven. He purified Ireland's meadowlands, a mighty birth. We pray to Patrick, chief apostle. His judgment hath delivered us in doom from the malevolence of dark devils. God be with us, together with the prayer of Patrick, chief apostle.
The episode that begins Ulysses by James Joyce. Stately, plump Buck Mulligan came from the stairhead, bearing a bowl of lather on which a mirror and a razor lay crossed. A yellow dressing gown, ungirdled, was sustained gently behind him by the mild morning air. He held the bowl aloft and intoned, "Introibo ad altare Dei." Haynes asked, Do you pay rent for this tower? 12 quid, Buck Mulligan said. To the Secretary of State for War, Stephen added over his shoulder. They halted as Haynes surveyed the tower and said at last, "Rather bleak in wintertime, I should say. Martello, you call it?" "Billy Pitt had them built," Buck Mulligan said, "when the French were on the sea. But ours is the omphalos." Side note, omphalos, from the Greek word, meaning the center of everything, center of the world. Ireland. Happy St. Patrick's Day from the Irish Theatre of Chicago.
I was all hers as we peeled potatoes. They broke the silence, let fall one by one like solder weeping off the soldering iron, cold comfort set between us, things to share gleaming in a bucket of clean water, and again let fall. Little pleasant splashes from each other's work would bring us to our senses. So while the parish priest at her bedside went hammer and tongs at the prayers for the dying, and some were responding and some crying, I remembered her head bent towards my head, her breath in mine, our fluent dipping knives, never closer the whole rest of our lives.
Our fate was settled centuries ago, when the huge floes cracked, loosening mist upon the island, scaling in. The flow of light over distances, herons in green-gray waters, a girl's red hair falling from the turret. The island itself suspended in a primal sack of light, fed by a dark cord from within the bog. Poets send their words into the mist, in this land where symbols live like a dance behind a gray scrim, a promise unfulfilled, a yes or a no, never said. Just as the mouth begins to form the words, as the heron lifts its leg, the girl her comb, we are stamped by this land of murmurs and half-heard chants, a dreaminess in our gaze, hands caught in mid-air, eyes following a passage of light. The young women wrap themselves in gray wool and go walking. The young men watch. We remember the dance half done, the kiss almost given. Their red hair falling from the turret, here above gray waters, the half promise of the lute.
I will not follow you, my bird. I will not follow you. I would not breathe a word, my bird, to bring thee here anew. I love the free in thee, my bird, the lure of freedom drew. The light you fly toward, my bird, I fly with thee unto. And there we yet will meet, my bird, though far I go from you, where in the light outpoured, my bird, are love and freedom too.
The sounds of Ireland, the restless whispering you never get away from, seeping out of low bushes and grass, heather bells and fern, wrinkling bog pools, scraping tree branches, light hunting cloud, sound hounding sight, a hand ceaselessly combing and stroking the landscape, till the valley gleams like the pile upon a mountain pony's coat.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
The grand road from the mountain goes shining to the sea, and there's traffic on it, and many a horse and cart. But the little roads of Clunic are dearer far to me, and the little roads of Clunic go rambling through my heart. A great storm from the ocean goes shouting o'er the hill, and there is glory in it and terror on the wind. But the haunted air of twilight is very strange and still, and the little winds of twilight are dearer to my mind. The great waves of the Atlantic sweep, storming on their way, shining green and silver with the hidden herring shoal. But the little waves of Breffni have drenched my heart in spray, and the little waves of Breffni go stumbling through my soul.
Now I claim for Irish literature at its best these excellencies: a clearer than Greek vision, a more generous than Greek humanity, a deeper than Greek spirituality. And I claim that Irish literature has never lost these excellencies, that they are of the essence of Irish nature and are characteristic of modern Irish folk poetry, even as they are of ancient Irish epic and medieval Irish hymns.
Hi, happy St. Patrick's Day from Dublin. This piece is by Louis MacNeice and it's called Dublin. Grey brick upon brick, declamatory bronze on sombre pedestals, O'Connell, Grattan, Moore, and the brewery togs and the swans on the balustraded stream, and the bare bones of a fanfare over a hungry door, and the air soft on the cheek, and the porter flowing from the taps, with the head of yellow cream, and Nelson on his pillar watching his world collapse. This never was my town. I was not born and bred, nor schooled here, and she will not have me alive or dead. And yet she holds my mind, with her seedy elegance, and her gentle veils of rain, and the ghosts that walk here, and all that hide behind the Georgian facades. The catcalls and the pain, the glamour and the squalor, the bravado of her talk.
A Meath farmer's wife collected £5,000 insurance on her husband's death. When she was presented with the cheque, she sighed, "Dear, I'd give £1,000 to have me poor dear husband back."
So I came across this ancient Celtic mystical text and had it translated from the Gaelic and wanted to share it with you today. Chicago's theatre troupe that is Irish had just one little pie in the sky wish, to get back to their acting and your benefacting just as soon as we're rid of this virus. Happy St. Patrick's Day.